Divestor Babble. As of by now, you should realize that Divestor Babble is just lies and hypocrisy. Rebecca Lynn Pope is a prime example of this. One thing I want you to keep in mind, they will claim there is not enough black men for black women while they are still skinny and fertile, but once the ship sails, they become fat and are tired of being on welfare. All of a sudden there are enough black men or garbage men, then. They seem to always be able to reach back to black men, then.
I have gotten in trouble before for saying black women who want to exclusively marry black men. We are in the middle of a crisis. Black men are in crisis. And anybody who denies that black men are in crisis is ignoring the data, the science, the research, the statistics. It is not a figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible black men to marry. You are not imagining that. It is real. By the time, and like I said, I'm going to take my time with this. By the time you take that black people are only 11% of the population, black men being half of that 11%, by the time you remove the gay men, by the time you remove the mass incarceration, that when you see the populations of these prisons, and it is predominantly black men that are, these prisons are full of black men, full, at an exponential rate compared to our percentage of society. We're only 11% of the population, but the prisons are full of black men. You take out the men who are already married. You take out the men who are on the down low, gay, pretending to be straight, but ain't never going to marry a woman. Or if they do, they're bearding, faking, fronting, whatever. Inside of the still group of eligible black men in the dating pool, you still now, under heterosexual black men who are not married and who are not gay and who are not in prison, are still going to be your gold tooth, pants sagging dudes who have 0 sense. That's still inside of that number. Black men have come at me when I say there's not enough eligible men, and they push back at me. But one of the things I've realized about good black men is that you don't realize that, first of all, there's not a gazillion more like you. I've noticed this even with my husband. There's a lack of awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him, that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hard-working, intelligent, marriage material, mature, grown men who want to be responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no. If you are a black woman and you want to be married and you want to lean into your feminine, and you want to be more provided for, not to say you don't work, you guys know how hard I work. My money is now going into investments. My money is able to go into savings. We're able to do so much more with my money if Carrie's paid 95% of the bills. It's a partnership. But if you are a black woman right now, you watch this video on YouTube and you decide that I really do want to be married, Rebecca. One, this is what I said the other night in class. Please pray and open your heart to ask God to help you go beyond dating black men. You have to open up your options. To love and be loved is one of the biggest blessings in the whole wide world. And ladies, listen, you can say, Rebecca, I want a black man. I want a black man. I don't want to date other Rebecca. I want a black man. That's fine. I'm married to a black man. I am not denying you a black man. I'm not. But I'm simply saying is that if you've been barking up that tree and that's not flowing for you and you don't have a ring on your finger and you're dating and the options you're getting are not marriage material, I'm saying that it is better for you to be loved by a good man rather than just a black man.
This is her oldest son, who she claimed was married to his father at 18. That's cap, but you know that. So she was a statistic by the time she was 20, which was, by the time black women are 23, they have at least one child. Here is another child of hers, a biracial son who is her youngest. No mention of the white father, and he most likely has never seen his white father, but it doesn't matter since he has good hair and light skin. You notice how the magical mixed race baby never seems to care that they don't know their white fathers? That's just something I noticed. Now you have her, now, husband, who doesn't have any children with Rebecca Lynn Pope taking care of other men's children and their grandchildren while making this fraud famous. What happened to, there are not enough black men, so you have to open your options. Rebecca's options been open, yet no white or non-black men wanted to marry her or even pay child support. It was up to her current husband to clean up her mess. In other cultures, most black women are not eligible for marriage. They just wouldn't be, yet black men are the only ones who will take a non-qualified black woman and her 3 children by 3 different men and make her his wife. You can't make this up. Divestor Babble.